Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking, and we're here with some news about Magic the Gathering Arena and Wizards of the Coast once again just screwing the pooch, along with everybody else in the process who is not fast enough to just run away screaming and stand still longer than 5 seconds. So to give a little background, back in the good old days, you know, now these days we're sitting and we're hanging out with our cats at the house, we're playing Arena online. There's a pandemic going on, so there's no in-person play, so we rely completely on this video of MTG Arena or MTGO, with Arena trying to be the big thing that they're really pumping to get people into the sport, get people to buy cards. It's an e-sport. They got this big video out about how everybody's gonna know your name if you play. And the whole reason of that was because of the pandemic and to get away from those beautiful and sweet uh, Magic Fest we used to go to. Example here, this is the 25th anniversary of Magic at Gen Con that I went to. It was beautiful. I loved it. It was in person. It was fantastic. And by doing this, they could cut out anybody else who wants to run the event. They ain't got to worry about all these logistical errors and other things that they do and so forth and so on. But with that said, comes a brand new problem. Is it once again shows their complete inept ability to do anything correct when it comes to Magic Gathering Arena. For example, we've already talked about, and I've showed you guys several times, and many other streamers have as well, about how the game doesn't play right. Cards stick together. Unlike a real shuffleable deck, it's not a lot of actual of variance per se. The games can be rigged. People can cheat online still. Just a plethora of things that are problems. And now it seems like even the event organizers don't know how to run their games. 2 weeks ago, we had an event with serious issues, severe server lag, to the point where most people didn't even get to play the game. Made a video on that, so you all probably aware about that. If not, go check that video out. It's a complete shit show of what happens in Arena almost on a daily basis, and especially when they try to actually run a real event. This weekend, we've got a brand new shit show for you. Compliments of Wizards of the Coast and Magic the Gathering Arena. So they had a Mythic Championship this weekend. They wanted to do, it was all standard, 2-day event. Prices are low, obviously. You pay with arena stuff, gems and coins and all that good happy horse jazz. Um, they run the event through day one, run the day two, and then someone realizes, hey, wait a minute, this is supposed to be a standard tournament, but yet I can pick a historic deck. And for you, those of you who don't know, historic's way more powerful than standard, clearly, because of card selection, card choices, and just the backlog of cards that are available. And I'm not really sure who found this, but eventually they told Wizards about it, and yada yada yada. And all kinds of wrongs started jumping off. Everything from people posting that they were told if they logged in with a historic deck not to play at all, like they would do that and lose all their money. Number two, the people who are playing standard decks go ahead and just play anyway and they'll fix it later. Like, seriously? Like, there's people in different time zones who apparently worked, who apparently played all night and pulled all-nighters to play in this tournament just to get the results of what Wizards decides is the best way to fix this. And what is that best way to fix it? Well, let's take a look at it, shall we? So this is the post. Due to an error in event setup, we are resetting day 2 of the qualifier weekend. Players will receive prizes earned to this point, then all wins and losses will be set to 0. Which means everybody who started playing now has to play all over again. People with 3-1 records, people with 4-1 records, they just wasted 5, 6, maybe even 7 hours of their day to this piss poor arrangement. And how hard can it be to make an arena tournament when you set it up and just click on, hey, the format is standard, box checked, and you just move on. The cost is this, box check. Like, I'm no coding genius as far as it comes to computers, but I'm also pretty sure it's not that difficult. I mean, not only with this debacle, with last week's debacle with servers that can't handle the stress of people actually wanting to play if they do want to play. It just shows how unprepared and unorganized Wizards is, and this is probably another reason why they're getting rid of the Pro League um, and the Rivals League is because A, they've ran it piss poor. We talked about that. B, we talked about how nobody wants to watch the same people play over and over again, especially when they cheat or they do shady things and they're very impersonal. Plus, Arena has a piss poor client as far as viewing ability. Like, it's impossible to watch somebody play Arena and have a good experience. You can't hear anything other than the announcers, and that's fine, but some of the announcers aren't even that great, and there's tons of lag time between games because of game setup and how they have to get everything going. It's just awful, really, really awful. And so now they've done as far as take away the Pro Tour because nobody cares anymore. I mean, Wizards has basically drove it into the dirt, and Arena is helping them drive it even further in the dirt. So I've mentioned this on several of my things before, but as they eliminate the Pro League, as these issues with Arena continue after 2, 3, maybe even 4 years if you include the beta of testing, it goes to show that they don't want anything but our money and honestly don't care nor have the foresight to run a proper tournament. Uh, and just for example, I used to live out in the Midwest, and there were guys out there doing good tournaments. Star City, Nerd Rage Gaming, like there was other people. TCG even ran good tournaments. Like the Wizards of the Coast tournament setup and support structure is just the epitome of awful, and it just doesn't do anything. And so now what I think they're going to move to is instead of having these pro tours and qualifiers and whatever, they may have one or two yearly events, like maybe a world event or a state event or whatever, and then just playing in the actual, Magic Fest or whatever will be the only way to get there. There'll be no buys. There'll be no, here's my DCI number. There'll be no, I get paid to play Magic. Because what's happening is people hate Arena so much. Even the people who are paid to play it only stream it the minimum amount required to get their money, which is $70,000, $80,000 a year, whatever it is, and then they go play something else, and they don't care about their content. And it just goes to show that nobody wants to watch this crap because it's just awful, and the people are awful. Wizards tried to make this thing and do this whole esport with Arena thing, and it was a great idea. And I thought too it could be the way of the future, and I thought to myself, man, this could be the end of paper Magic. But as I watch them do their thing, all they're doing is showing why paper Magic will always be the best is because they can't get their heads out their butts long enough to do it right or even pay people correctly to do it right because of all the, let's just say, non-discriminating factors that they have where they don't want to hire people to do the job because of certain aspects of them of their life or even pay them properly. And also with the simple fact that they refuse to get rid of people who are obviously very toxic to the environment and make people not want to play the game, and they just seem to be okay with that. So, and that's another reason why you're seeing the rise of things like Flesh and Blood, Pokemon's coming back, even Final Fantasy, all this stuff. They're making a resurgence because people are looking other places to play the game because Wizards has a great empire, and it's not that they have to make it better. All they have to do is not make it worse, and they're definitely making it worse. Everything from Magic to Dungeons and Dragons with their whole racist thing, and with orcs. Orcs are a semblance of certain ethnic people, so we can't do that. We have to have that nobody can be referred to. It is a fantasy game, people. Like, come on. And this is just part of the whole Wizards thing's downward spiral. So, uh, with that said, I ain't got a whole much more to talk about other than if you're going to play these arena games or tournaments or what have you, I would expect the same thing for months, even years to come, which is why this is something that you shouldn't be a part of. You don't spend money on it. It's a free to play game, guys. Play it for free, build up your coins, and if you want to get in a tournament then, then use the free stuff to enter the tournament. Never pay for this. You're a lot better off waiting to go to an actual big tournament like a Magic Fest or something where you can go hang out with your friends in person, see people, play and have fun, touch cards, and actually collect physical stuff that you can sell later for a profit instead of digital items that you can't trade because Arena doesn't have a trade function and you can't sell because Arena's locked to certain individuals because of your account. People don't buy Magic the Gathering Arena accounts. Why? Because it's not worth anything. It's not like MTGO. So lots of reasons why Arena is not going to be a good thing in the long run. And as you can see with all the announcements that are coming out now, it's going to go straight into a nosedive. I really think unless they can really pull something out of their butt other than their heads to actually fix this. But the head's got to come out first, guys. So with that said, guys, just want to give you a quick update for those of you who have heard things like this. This is just more for me to tell you guys how bad the Arena client is. Please don't lose your money on this. Invest in real tangible things like Magic cards. Heck, invest in Fab. Invest in Flesh and Blood. Invest in Final Fantasy or Pokemon. Things that are collectibles. We're in the new kind of investing environment where you can invest money into collectibles and they hold their value. And that's a whole nother video we can talk about later. But with that said, guys, remember, this is your update on the weekend and on Arena. This is your captain speaking. Remember, guys, click like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell your friends and family, and as always, until next time, be kind, and I'll see you guys then.